to do a recap, analysis, deep dive, I don't know, Vampire Academy no Shami. This video is going to be chapter 1. So our setting is going to be in Portland, Oregon, on a university campus. Ignore the background if you can hear it. And this is just my notes. So if you see me looking down, it's just because of notes. Alright, so our main character, Rose, she is in this fun little dream. She's on the beach, she's with this guy, she's like really enjoying it. And then all of a sudden, she is like no longer on the beach anymore. Now she's like in a car type contraption, one might say, a car. But like the metal is like not in car form anymore. And she's having a very bad dream about a car crash. Now, this is not her dream. It is actually her friend Lisa's dream. She was somehow pulled from her dream into her friend Lisa's dream. Um, yes, this book starts off with technically kind of she was dreaming in a dream sequence. So this was published in 2007. So she wakes up, wakes her friend up, and she's like, "Hey, Grilly, you're no longer there. Like, you're safe." And she realizes, "Oh wait, when was the last time you fed? Like, when was the last time you ate food? Well, not just food. Food. When was the last time you drank blood?" And Lisa's like 3 days, I think. Rose is mad, and she's like, "Wait, what do you mean?" Now, I did say the name of the series is Vampire Academy, but yes, I did bury the lead. Rose, that was Lisa, is a vampire that's called a Malloy, and Rose is called a Dampier. We'll get to those. Now, those titles are not going to mean anything. I'm just saying what they are. So Rose is like, okay, you should have said something, and let Lisa feed her mole. Now, something about a Malloy's like vampire bite is it basically is a drug. Like endorphins are most why like it's released and gives the person who is being fed on a high. This is going to be important because now Rose can like barely walk. I mean, I don't think Lisa takes a lot, but like basically from what we'll get explained later, it's like either there's endorphins or it's pain. So endorphins. That's a spoiler. So sorry, but like it's kind of what it is. So this is like kind of like the first time we get like any kind of drug use mentioned in this book, because this is very much her body is reacting the same way as if she was taking drugs. Okay, so after which, it is very important to know that in this chapter alone, so much so I haven't forgot about it until now, there's a cat here named Oscar that Lisa somehow has. It's not their cat. It's a cat named Oscar that belongs to their neighbor Jeremy. Um, and cats love Lisa, but also Malloy. At this point, it's not explained what a Malloy or a Dampier is, but cats and animals love Malloy, do not like Dampiers. And the reason why the author chooses to have a cat here and then nowhere else in the series is because the cat, Oscar, and Rose are by a window, and Rose and the cat like look outside and see a man. I know, but a man out on the street, and the cat doesn't like the man in the same way, like the same behavior as how the cat acts with Rose. So she's like, we need to leave. Why do we need to leave? It's not explained yet. But she basically said they're like, okay, time to leave. They go to their like neighbor Jeremy's room. I don't know if it's like they are in apartments or if they're in a dorm. They're on a college campus. I'm assuming they're in a dorm. But okay, they basically Lisa asks him and then compels Jeremy to give them his card, specifically his car keys, and then compels him to forget that he did that. and then also compels him to study, which that you were taking his car, and you're going to compel him on top of that to study. I mean, whatever gets a job done, but still, like, also, there's not really thought into what's going to happen if he realizes his car is missing and reports that stolen. Like, yeah, she could just compel whoever falls in love, like, oh, no, it's not the car. But, like, she'll have to keep on doing it. So, like, he could have, like, I understand she wanted to compel him to forget that they were fail, specifically them, but to compel them not, to compel Jeremy to think that he basically has his car, because she has to compel him that someone else has his car. So he, in his mind, he thinks that he should have his car while he's studying. Plot hole, I guess. So moving on. So basically, Rose and Lisa are now like trying to get to Jeremy's car. Problem: Rose is coming down, and she can barely walk, and like she can like not really think. Like she has to be speaking out loud her plan because it, she can't really think. She can't run. Most importantly, Rose cannot run, and Lisa will refuse to leave her behind. So we have some problems here, especially since Lisa is not physically capable of getting Rose out of the situation. Like, Rose is the physically strong one. Rose is the one who would get them out of a situation. Lisa cannot physically carry or move Rose from what we can gather at this point in the book. So it's a bad situation. Like at that point, it was bad timing for her to have either stalled feeding or for her to feed that night. So, but moving on from that point, but right now they are not in a good situation. And I say this because if it was anyone other than who we're going to meet, they probably would be dead. Just saying. So, who are we about to meet? I'm so glad you asked, and I'm so glad that around like 10 feet from the car, um, I'm also going to say stuff out of order of the chapter, just to make it make more sense. Um, Around 10 feet from the car, this guy introduces himself. He's like the guy from, the window that they saw. And he says his name is Dmitry Belikov. And he's come to take the princess home. No. He's come to take the princess back to the academy. I believe. Yes, he's come to take the princess back. Um, it's also said that he's probably 6'6" or 6'7", and by his accent, Rose believes Dmitri, this guy up here, to be Russian. Um, so before we get into what she's about to do, we are going to go back um, farther, or like go back to the flashback that we should have gone over, but I just didn't think it made sense to like interrupt that flow. Basically, Rose and Lisa have been friends, and they've been friends for a while. They've been friends since kindergarten, and how they became friends is they, for English or like specifically for writing, their kindergarten teacher put them together, and Rose threw a book at the teacher and called her a fascist. Why? Oh, because she had to spell her name. So that's the kind of person that Rose was when she was like 5. Okay, let's. um. Also, one other thing, they've been on the run for 2 years. 1 year prior, they were in Chicago and they had to go on a run because something called. Oh no, it's not mentioned here. So they were in Chicago and they had to go on a run. So this is not the first time that they had to do a hot exit. They did the year prior in Chicago. So now let's get back to 6667 man. That is now actually in between. So he's in between the car and them in the car. That would make more sense if I said that way. He has stated who he is. They know where he is from, what institution has sent them. We right now do not. all we know is he is going to come and take the princess. Now, based off of Rose's reaction, we know the princess that he's talking about is Lisa. Rose decides, even though she cannot physically fight, she's going to try to physically fight this man. Um, and I say man because he is in his 20s. And she is a 17-year-old girl who can barely walk. So obviously, she doesn't win this fight. She knows she's not winning this fight. He knows he's not winning this fight, and she knows she's not winning this fight. So what Lisa does is Lisa compels Rose in this instance to stop fighting. Um, and because she is now being compelled, and something about compulsion, Lisa used compulsion on Joey. Lisa just now used compulsion on Rose. Rose fundamentally does not like compulsion because she's like, it's taking away someone's free will. And so she doesn't like this is happening. And I mean, there's nothing really she can do about it. But allegedly, she's supposed to have like extra resistance to compulsion. Because she didn't heal. Granted, she can't walk, so it makes sense that she can be compelled to heal. So this chapter ends on Dimitri and the other guards that is with him that's just not mentioned and has not showed up yet, taking Rose and Lisa into custody, and Rose has been compelled not to fight them. That's the chapter. That's chapter 1. Um, I hope that you enjoyed chapter 1. I hope that it was like quick and fun, and easily able to understand what was happening. That went by pretty quickly, and I love that. So right now we only have Rose Hathaway, Lisa Dragomir, and Dmitry Belikov. Bye.